Happiness is not found in the absence of problems, but in the courage to face them with faith that better days are always on the horizon. Even in your darkest hours, remember that storms don't last forever. The sun always finds a way to break through the clouds. The hardest days often carry the greatest lessons, teaching us that strength is not the ability to avoid pain, but the choice to rise despite it. Happiness begins when you stop waiting for perfect moments and start finding beauty in imperfect ones. The secret to happiness is not changing your circumstances, but changing the way you see them. True joy lives in the quiet acceptance of life's ups and downs, knowing every moment holds a reason and a lesson. Even in your darkest hours, remember that you can rebuild, not because life is easy, but because you are stronger than you ever imagined. The key to happiness is understanding that peace is not a destination, it's a decision you make each morning when you choose gratitude. Sometimes happiness whispers softly through tears, reminding you that it's okay to break as long as you never stop healing. Life tests you in ways you never expect, but those tests are the very tools that shape your peace, patience, and strength. You find real happiness when you stop chasing it and start creating it from within. When you learn to dance with your fears, even pain becomes part of the rhythm that leads you toward joy. Happiness is not about escaping the rain, it's about learning to find peace while standing in the storm. Every hardship you face is a chapter of strength being written in your soul's story. The happiest people are not those with the easiest lives, but those who see beauty even in struggle. Sometimes happiness is simply taking a deep breath and realizing you made it through what once felt impossible. You can't control the winds of life, but you can always adjust your sails toward hope. True peace begins when you stop resisting what is and start trusting that every moment is part of your growth. Even pain can be a teacher, showing you how to love deeper, live slower, and appreciate simpler joys. Happiness doesn't come from everything being right. It comes from your decision to see the right in everything. Life doesn't owe you happiness. It offers you the chance to create it every day with your thoughts and choices. The most powerful smile is the one that appears after tears, a symbol that you chose to heal, not to give up. You will find happiness not when you have everything you want, but when you make peace with everything you have. Your struggles are not punishments, they are pathways leading you toward a wiser, softer version of yourself. Happiness hides in small, ordinary moments: a sunrise, a smile, a quiet cup of tea after a storm. Sometimes all it takes to find happiness is a shift in focus from what's missing to what's already here. Healing takes time, but happiness grows quietly in the spaces where pain once lived. You learn happiness not when life is perfect, but when you realize you are still whole in your imperfections. The world may break you, but it can never take your light unless you let it. Happiness blooms when you stop comparing your journey to others and start walking your path with gratitude. Even on your hardest days, remember nothing is permanent, not even pain. The secret to happiness is learning to let go of what hurt you, of what you can't control, and of who you no longer are. True happiness doesn't depend on external peace, but on internal acceptance. The most beautiful souls are those that have walked through fire and still choose to love. Life isn't about avoiding sadness, it's about learning to smile even while your heart heals. You can't always choose your pain, but you can choose what it teaches you. True joy comes from knowing that no matter what happens, you will find your way back to light. Happiness doesn't mean everything is perfect. It means you're choosing to look beyond the imperfections. The more you release control, the more space you create for peace to enter. You won't always be okay, and that's okay. Even flowers need cloudy days to grow. Every difficult day you survive becomes proof that your spirit is stronger than your circumstances. Happiness begins where fear ends, at the moment you trust yourself to keep going. Letting go is not losing, it's making room for something better to grow. You can't rewrite the past, but you can shape how it writes you. Sometimes happiness comes not from fixing life, but from surrendering to its flow. The light within you shines brightest after you've walked through darkness. Your heart will heal, not because it forgets, but because it learns how to keep beating with hope. Happiness is a quiet rebellion against despair. The art of living happily lies in mastering the pause between chaos and calm. Life's toughest moments often turn into your most powerful transformations. The most peaceful people are those who have accepted that not everything deserves their reaction, and not every wound deserves to be reopened. Happiness begins when you stop chasing things that were never meant for you and start appreciating the ones that stayed. You can't control the storms of life, but you can learn to dance in the rain without losing your rhythm. Some days, happiness is not about smiling, it's about surviving with grace and not letting pain define your tomorrow. Healing doesn't erase what hurt you, it teaches you to see pain as a necessary passage toward peace. You are allowed to rest, to cry, and to start again. Happiness is not about constant motion, but constant renewal. When life tests you, remember that diamonds are created under pressure, not in comfort. Every heartbreak, every setback, every loss, all of them shake the quiet strength that builds true happiness. The more you let go of control, the more free you become to enjoy the little things that make life beautiful. Happiness is not a race, it's a slow walk through lessons, mistakes, and gratitude. Life may not always give you what you want, but it always gives you what you need to grow. The most beautiful kind of happiness is the one that comes from forgiving yourself for what you didn't know back then. You will never find peace by avoiding life. You find it by embracing its messiness and learning to breathe through it. Sometimes you need to lose yourself for a while to truly understand what it means to be found. Happiness grows in silence, in those sacred moments when you stop talking about what hurts and start listening to what heals. It's okay to not have it all figured out. Happiness often hides in uncertainty, waiting for you to trust the process. Real peace begins when you stop fighting with your past and start making peace with your present. Every time you choose gratitude over bitterness, you are choosing happiness over fear. The most powerful version of you is born not in comfort, but in the courage to face discomfort with a gentle heart. Happiness is not what happens to you, but how you choose to see what happens.
When you stop waiting for happiness to arrive and start living as if it's already here, life begins to bloom differently. True happiness is quiet. It doesn't shout for attention. It simply settles in the heart that has learned to let go. Sometimes you don't need a plan. You just need faith that the next step will lead you somewhere worth going. Happiness grows stronger every time you choose kindness, even when life gives you every reason not to. The most peaceful hearts are those that have made peace with impermanence. Don't search for happiness in the distance. It's often found in the small corners of today. The happiest souls are those that learn to dance with uncertainty and still found reasons to smile. Happiness is a daily practice, not a lucky accident. Some days you won't feel okay, and that's okay. Even flowers need cloudy days to grow. Let your heart be soft enough to love and strong enough to let go. The greatest happiness is found in moments of simplicity, a warm smile, a kind word, a peaceful breath. Happiness doesn't mean your heart never breaks. It means you keep loving even after it does. You'll find happiness again, not in the same way, not with the same people, but in the same soul that refused to give up. Life becomes lighter when you stop demanding perfection from yourself and start embracing your beautiful chaos. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt into someone who understands peace more deeply. The most powerful happiness is silent. It doesn't need proof, just presence. Some of your greatest growth will come from the pain you never wanted but survived anyway. Happiness is the art of remembering that even pain has purpose. You can't rewrite the beginning of your story, but you can start today and change the ending. When you finally stop running from yourself, you realize that happiness was always waiting within. Peace comes when you understand that not every battle deserves your energy. True happiness comes when your mind stops replaying the past and your heart starts trusting the present. Happiness is not the denial of pain, but the discovery of peace within it. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is simply keep going. When life feels too heavy, remember, the weight you carry today becomes the strength you stand on tomorrow. Every scar you have is proof that happiness can grow even after pain tried to destroy it. Life becomes brighter the moment you stop chasing perfection and start embracing progress. Happiness doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers, "You're doing okay." You are not your struggles. You are the strength that carries you through them. Happiness is the quiet realization that even on your hardest days, you are still becoming someone beautiful.